into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'm CA. I'm going to be your host and caster for this series, joined by Aggressive on the mic, and we're here to bring to you the lower bracket semifinals 1 series between Reckoning, Esports, and Atmosphere. Both of these teams, they've displayed a propensity to try and be the very best, and I'm excited for today's matchup. How do you feel, Aggressive?
Reckoning versus Atmosphere. This is one of those matches that we've been waiting for, actually. Because Atmosphere, they had a really amazing showing coming down into these lower brackets and now facing their next biggest threat, Reckoning. And we know what Reckoning can do when they enter their God mode territory. So if Atmosphere have any chance of winning Reckoning, they need to bring their full-on A game, and they gotta probably pull out a strategy that we have never seen before. Probably the Viper, maybe the Sky. It's gonna be CA's dream game if they do.
Definitely, but for now, let's take a quick look at the map veto screen, see what we do have available for this series. It's going to be Haven, Split, and then Ascent. Now, Haven, I feel like regularly known as one of Reckoning's strongest maps. Ayan, he's shown, he's made one of the most insane plays that I remember from Series 4 on that Haven map against the Godlike team. And the fact that when he pops off, can single-handedly take over a round will mean that he's one of the players to watch out for on that map. Going into Split, it'll be a very standard map for both teams. I'm expecting the same compositions throughout. So it's going to come down to me, at least the way they execute these certain comps. And that's where the key factor of the understanding of the game really comes into play. For Reckoning, it's all about trying to find these small advantages which they can control and translate, and try to find the right synergy between their new player Clouder. For Atmosphere, it's about trying to get Hamid, their key duelist, to be able to pop off. We'll see who's able to carry this game right here. Going into Haven, it's going to be Reckoning on the attack, Atmosphere on the defense.
Atmosphere on the defensive side is seemingly the much more preferred side, I would say. Reckoning, though, they did get what they would want at the very beginning, being the attacking side of Haven. Haven is one of those attacking favorite maps. We do know that over and over again when we stated it, mainly because of the 3 sidelines and all of the rotation plays that you can do, but a beautiful smoke still coming out from the side of the defense to block off that long angle. When you block off that sideline, you can make sure that you watch through Cubby. You can watch from C-Long that no push is going to be coming out, but Triss, he's running himself down from the A-short side. He's going to be able to find 2 from the sidelines. It's going to be Rio getting 1 as well, and Hamid, he's slowly making his way back down, trying to see if he can get a flank on the attackers, but the A side is going to be completely opened up. As now they're slowly entering down in, and despite going down, it's going to be a 3 versus 5 retake situation for the side of the defense.
Now, Reckoning, beautiful side take for them, but Hamid now pushing back for Atmosphere on the retake, picks up 2 kills already, making it even Stevens, making it much easier for the retake, but Triss holding down from hell, he'll find the first kill. Inferno able to trade it back though, meaning it's still 2v2 on the map. Hamid, he's really low, but he's going to throw out a grenade to flush out a person from the sewers. Will not be able to find any instead. Ayan just hiding there, will take him down, and now Ayan and Rio, they'll go together for the double peak, and they'll pick up the first whistle round for Reckoning. This round so beautifully played by Triss, expecting a push coming out from Atmosphere down at A long, takes control using the cage of the Ace who was very early and sets up his camera to be able to watch that A lobby area. That camera giving him so much information and then a sneaky push, meaning that not only does he pick up a couple kills, but also sets his team up to collapse on the rest of Reckoning, sorry, on the rest of Atmosphere. Reckoning playing it really smart, able to now secure pistol round, will be given a chance to get the better weaponry, go into the next round and establish a full lead for themselves. In terms of map, we do expect the attacking side to be slightly favored for both of the teams on Haven, like because of the fact that there's multiple sites. So I expect Reckoning to come out strong. If Atmosphere able to just prevent that sort of momentum going out, get to that 5-7 or 6-6 score line, that would be huge for them.
It would be massive for them but at the same time, the way that Reckoning are playing a lot of these rounds, they're playing it slow, they're making a lot of noise on one of the sidelines while establishing map control onto another, but this C-side stack coming out from the side of Atmosphere may just be detrimental, but they're playing it smart. They're actually taking A-side control with the two duelists, slowly making their way forward. This is what you need to do on the map of Haven. Always establish map control before trying to move down into another side, and Hamed, he gets tagged down way low, down to 16 HP, while Clouda, he's looking very healthy himself, and now with the A-side execute coming on through, and the side of Atmosphere knowing exactly what Reckoning are trying to pull, they're rushing it themselves down into this A-side, but on a 5 versus 5 retake with Hamid with only very little HP to work with, this is just dangerous. And Atmosphere, they just may be receiving the short end of the stick this time around.
They're gonna push in. They don't have the guns, so this is their eco round for them. They're trying to find something, but instead they're just gonna funnel into that tiny corridor and get massacred. Reckoning with the flawless second round, meaning now they get to carry over all of their weapons from the second round and get basically a free buy round here. Atmosphere, they will be going for the investments, getting the full buys for themselves. So we'll have to see if Reckoning now able to severely damage the eco of Atmosphere, or if Atmosphere using the heavier weaponry able to fight back, push back, and really secure another round for them. Now we see Rio, he was the only one who went for the save, so he's going to be the only one being able to afford a Vandal. The rest 4 Spectres coming through, and 4 Atmosphere, 4 Vandals, and a Phantom. Now, looking at the scorecard, it's Ayan with 4 kills on the top, and Ayan, one of the players to watch out for. He's regularly been one of the consistent MVP players for Reckoning Esports on Haven, and if he starts to pop off, there really seems to be no stopping him because his aim and game sense combined make him a terrifying force to reckon with. For Atmosphere, they need to try and find map control the way Reckoning are doing, but also need to do in a slightly unpredictable fashion. They tried to do that in the pistol round with the A-long triple push, but that being predicted by Triss was just instantly nullified. So Atmosphere, they need to try to find like instances of unconventional pushes, like a double C-long push perhaps, or even a double garage push using the Phoenix's flash to try and surprise the other team, take mid control for themselves. This is the buy round, and Atmosphere need to make sure that they fight back here.
That is a true factor. See, I really do agree with you on that. And there are very simple ways of establishing map control. For example, if, let's say that the Omen starts smoking off mid, the mid window, when you smoke it off, you can really establish a lot of control on your favor. And just as I say, there's going to be Crosshair going in for an aggressive peek straight to the garage side. And a lot of utility is being baited out away from the side of the attackers. It's going to be Ahmed getting the first one on the Rio. Crosshair answers back with the cloud out with a beautiful peek of his own. And they're finding all of the kills that they need to, ladies and gentlemen. And they're answering back fast, and they're answering back hard in their buy round. It's going to be Bacon finding one from the sidelines, but Triss, he gets an over-eager Crosshair right inside of his own Crosshair, just pops his head clean off. And it's going to be going down to a 4 versus 3 in the favor of the defense, and Bacon, he needs to play it smart, and he needs to play it slow. If he gets too over-aggressive, too eager, it's going to shift the favor towards the side of the defense, but Ahmed, he's going in for the spray. He's going to be able to find one onto INQ, tags down Razor to very low HP with no hot hands to heal himself. It seems it might just well as be over, but Razor, he's too quick for Bacon, takes him out. It's going to be the Paranoia coming up from the side of Inferno. He's going to be able to get that kill on the Razor, the spike going down, and a 1 versus 2 situation for the side of Triss.
Spike planted.
Triss left alone, and the spike planted on the B side, meaning Triss, he needs to try and push through here. You can see for Atmosphere though, their Cypher is still waiting on this A side. So basically on site, a 1v1 situation. And for them, a chance to really push through. It's Trist versus Inferno. And Inferno now likely going for the defuse here. He will just stick it halfway through. But Trist doesn't know where he is yet. Trist able to find him out though. And that will be Trist with the
Oh no,
triple. I
Relic.
think Relic has DC'd here potentially. Because he just got in this camera position. This will be the buy round going in favor of Reckoning Esports. They're doing really well despite going down a couple of rounds really early to make sure that they're able to pull through. Razor especially using that Phoenix really well to make sure that he's allowing his team to get control of particular areas around the map, using the flash to his advantage to take garage control and hence allow his team to push into C-side for itself. For ATMOSFEAR, this will be the full buy round coming out, so for them, they need to, this will be an eco round likely coming out for them having lost the buy round in itself. So Reckoning, they have a huge economic lead and the chance to push it even further. I would say, like for me, when you're on the attacking side with the composition, like the standard composition that Reckoning has, a lead gives you a chance to go for the attacking operator. And when a player like Ayan able to get that operator, I'm excited to see what he can do with it.
Really am looking forward to see when Ayan is actually going to be bringing down his operator, because his attacking operator is a treat to watch, but you have to give it to the side of Trist as well. This Cypher is the entire backbone of the team. Before initially, he was a replacement for one of the other players for the side of Reckoning Esports, and now that he's down in this team, in this roster, he has found so much success. He works so well with the entire team, and there is no situation where I've seen Trist for once just let down the entire team. When he's in those 1vx scenarios, he's always the man to trust to clutch out that round. But just as we go into this round, this is where the real fun is about to begin, because the defense, they're full sending it down the mid side. Mid control has already been established. Mohammed, he needs to fight over a bit more than he can chew, but Ayan, he wasn't quick enough with the headshot. He's gonna get taken out. Trist has his back with his own, with the ultimate pop getting popped as well. The neural theft is gonna be spotting on where Hamid exactly is gonna be, and Razor going in for the wide swing. Gets that very good jiggle shot on the Hamid to take him down. It's going to be Rio getting one on the crosshair as well. And with the A-side flank going down, Bacon, he needs to try and save one gun at the bare minimum. But Razor, he's not going to be giving him anything. And Inferno down in this 1v4 situation. It just seems all but over for the side of the defense.
Sure, this was their eco round, so for them, they need to try and get some damage done. We didn't see for Ayan that operator come through, so I'm curious to see if he does choose to go for that or if they keep going for this aggressive playstyle that has yielded them success so far. Now Inferno, he's picked up a gun for himself but has been spotted out and will be taken down. That's Rio with the kill and Reckoning Esports with the 4-0 lead. A humongous advantage so far, and for a team like Reckoning Esports, such an advantage is basically done and dusted, because this team, they look at their weakest when they're not running full on confidence, when they're not finding the advantages they want. Now that they've done all of that, being able to control the pace of play and brimming on confidence, Reckoning, they will look unstoppable. So ATMOSFEAR, for them, they need to try and find their own ground to fight back on and do that with a push. Now Hamid, he's picked up an operator for himself, but the Raze operator, not something we get to see often, so I'm curious to see how he does make this work. He's going for that Asua's peak, and he's gonna not be able to take down the running back clone. Instead, Razor being able to push through will pick up 1 and 2. Razor with the double, now getting a ton of pressure for Reckoning down at this A side. Bacon able to trade back one into Ayan, but Triss right there to find the trade for Reckoning. That's Reckoning with A side control and a 2-man advantage. Inferno and Relic just caught out in this A-long position and prevented, and Relic just prevented their retake by Cloud. I expect him to take one down. Instead it'll be Razor. And Reckoning, it looks like they're gonna go 5-0.
Disappear. Cover going out.
You can see Inferno pushing in through this A-link side, looking for something. Gets one, but will be denied by the trade by Trist, and that's 5-0 for Reckoning Esports. The operator down as well. That was an expensive round come out for ATMOSFEAR.
That was a super expensive round. Relic, he tried to pull out the gymnastics in that situation, but they're like, no. You're a very old boy now. You gotta walk it straight through the trap wire. and they were gonna be able to find them out in that situation. But still a really amazing round, and Razor, that run it back had so much value in it. I mean, I think he was a bit too confident from the fact that he was gonna be able to take out the run it back clone when he took such a forward position. And this is very dangerous as well when you do that, but really nicely done from the side of Razor to get that reverse molly to make sure that Crosshair really doesn't move on anywhere. It's gonna be Hamid getting that first kill with the Sheriff. He's gonna be getting that dang by Razor. A beautiful thing coming out from it, but Crosshair! His Crosshair straight up the heads of their enemies. He's tapping on away, but Rio, he gets the spray straight through the paranoia. And Crosshair, he does go down, but still the playing fields are gonna be even, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a lot of guns waiting for them down in the C side. Clouda, he's not opting to try and take the fight against them to see if they can get any of the guns out of their hands. It is gonna be Hamid picking up, not really picking up a gun, but it's gonna be Relics finding the gun instead. And they're gonna be moving down into the A side. It's gonna be Hamid with just his Sheriff though, trying to take this fight against these Vandals and Phantoms.
The showstopper is ready for him though, and he pull it out, find a kill and another with his Sheriff. Hamid with the plays, getting a thrifty for Atmosphere, a huge round and a beautifully used showstopper in combination with the satchel pack to secure it for them. A thrifty round is one of the best ways to try and pull back the momentum for a team, and Atmosphere doing that here. We'll have to see if Reckoning can come back stronger after this, or will the Atmosphere just running route with the momentum they have gained. Now this setup by Atmosphere really interesting for me. They put up 2 trap wires near that A long area, electing to keep a camera in a defensive position to hold on to A, and then multi-stacking this garage and B side. Hamid now pushing in through the B side, as well as a run it back for Crosshair. Not gonna find much, just information gained for Crosshair about no presence for Atmosphere Reckoning in that mid side. The Hunter's Fury, he tagged Crosshair once, but he has the healing to get himself back to full health. So now Reckoning left in a spot where they have to try and get back the pockets of control they lost because of it, and they're gonna do that with this C-long push. The Blaze Wall up for them, but now having created some pressure and noise at C side, they're going for this A side rotate. Trist and Rio controlling that A sewers, now pushing in, should be spotted by the camera right about now, and the rotate should come out for Atmosphere. Reckoning though, with all 5 members coming towards his A side, it's gonna be an A side commit and execute.
It's gonna be one of those love stories that we know to be tried and true. Honestly, tell me, CA, whenever we see Haven, how many times do you see this side being attacked? They're like, okay, doesn't matter where we go, doesn't matter what happens, we're always gonna be going down to the day side. I was expecting the rotation to come out real soon. It's gonna be vacant though with the Hunter's Fury. He's probably gonna tag one. No one's gonna get tagged just yet, but the recon ball is gonna be spotting out multiple, and going into this retake is gonna be a 5 versus 4, and Ahmed, he has such a forward position. He's gonna be able to find a lot of value if he's gonna be able to use it. Ahmed, he knows how to move, but he's not gonna check his corners properly. He's gonna be going down. Even he got the veil field just a little bit more. It's gonna be Bacon finding one. It's gonna be Iron finding a second. It's gonna be Crosshair from the sidelines. He gets one on the Cloud, and Inferno's gonna get one on the Rio. And Ion, he's down in this 1v3 scenario. He doesn't know where anyone is gonna be at. And a beautiful flank coming out from the side of Relics, from the side of Heaven to take out Ion's Q. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be the second round on the board for the side of the defense, taking us to a 2-5 scoreline.
Atmosphere really utilizing that momentum to perfection, and Reckoning not being able to find the perfect post-plant positions. We know A side to be one of the easier sites to retake on Haven, and Atmosphere, they show that proficiency going for the retake. Crosshair and Inferno especially moving in together, able to get the trades out as necessary, allowing Relic to come through from the other side and secure that pincer movement for their team, meaning Atmosphere with a simple retake, and now the second round in the bag. For Reckoning Esports, this attacking side is where they should be able to find the favorable lead for them, and the fact that they've gone a couple of rounds now is definitely going to start hurting their economy. I think they have one more round of full buys before they go down, but they are making these full buys work. Hamid with an aggressive push down mid gets punished, Clara taking him down, but now Relic holding down in those Asuas area. Finds one, and with no trade, meaning now Relic able to wait it out in this corner, will get spotted out by the camera though, and that'll be a 1v1 duel between Relic and Trist. Trist does not take him down. Instead, Relic with the double now gets
Oh, that's
tagged
gonna
really
hurt.
low by the shock dart and blinded by
target
the paranoia, but not taken down just yet. Instead, it's Crosshair finding a kill towards that A-long. Rio able to finally take down Relic, but at this point, the amount of delay and damage Relic has
player
caused,
standing.
absolutely huge.
Was really nicely done from him, and Crosshair winning out on all of his 1v1 duels is going to be shifting the favor towards the side of the defense and Atmosphere. They're clawing their way back one after the next, short after short, round after round. It's going to be 3 rounds on the board for the side of the defense, and I have to give it to the side of the defense for playing such beautiful positions down in this A site. They were using the advantages that they had Cloud up. He was not really smoking out in front of him, and he was not really waiting for the push to come out from the short side before he took that peek down into the middle. He got caught off guard by Crosshair just sitting down under hell, getting that off angle on him, and that was a beautiful play by him indeed. That was really nicely done from their side, but Atmosphere, they need to keep this going. Otherwise, it's going to be all over for them. Because Reckoning, you know for a fact that these guys always adapt and are experts when it's come to the rush strategy.
Joke's
Let's see what they're going to be doing. It's going to be Crosshair playing it smart. He gets that first one, but it's just gonna be a run it back and nothing else. It's gonna be Bacon though stepping up to the plate. He does by 2. He's looking for the 3rd, but Inferno cleans it up instead, leaving Triss down. It's such a bad situation. And Inferno with the crossfire. He's gonna be able to pick up one more round, shutting down that hyper-aggressive push instantly. He's gonna be Crosshair. His early aggression gave so much information to the side of Atmosphere that they were just able to just clean it up one after the next.
Yeah, Crosshair able to get a lot of info for his team, but Bacon and Inferno setting up in this crossfire position. Inferno towards the back of the site and Bacon near the boxes in front of Garage, basically ensuring that both of them able to bring multiple kills, 2 for each of them, and that's the 4th round in a back-to-back fashion secured for Atmosphere. Atmosphere now a huge win streak, really ensuring that they're in the minds of Reckoning, and being in the minds of Reckoning, Crosshair and Hamid with this aggressive Suez push, they're gonna find the first blood. And look at this, the predictions already beginning. Atmosphere are like, hey, we got to kill at Suez. They're very unlikely to push into A site. Let's just all abandon A site and now go towards stacking the all of the sites. Hamid, he makes his way all the way to C. Crosshair, he's holding down B, and Crosshair should be able to spot out Ayan here. Ayan with this Blade Storm was checking out, sussing it out, looking for some sort of peak for himself, but decided not to. The Spidey senses thing is telling him there's something fishy there. Now, Razor did get spotted out by the trap fire, but he's still able to take down Inferno, and that will mean Garage control for Reckoning, and Hamid walking into them. He's going to be taken down by Ayan. Reckoning doing really well in this round to pick up these 2 kills towards the Garage area, create a lot of pressure there, and now we'll go for the rotate onto A.
Really smart coming out from that. This is the way you should be playing Haven. You should make a lot of noise on one of the sides, force out the rotations, then go down towards the A. But Atmosphere, they already picked up on the plans coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports. They're going to be full sending it down into the A side, but it's a little bit too late as the spike line is about to go through. And this is going to be a 4 versus 3 post-plan situation. But Atmosphere, they have one thing going for them. That is the Sova being alive. So the recon bolt is going to be present for them to get a little bit of information on their side. But it's not a lot of information because it's already 100 is going to be coming out. Ion throwing on one dagger straight to the dome of Relics to take him out. It's going to be Razor from silence as well, finding another one. And Ion cleaning it up, finding out Bacon. And the momentum is shifted once more in favor of Reckoning Esports as they take round number 6 from their side. And we're going to be shifting down towards the 11th round.
Esports stopping that 4-round win streak in his tracks is going to be not really important, not just for the momentum, but also for the eco. Reckoning, having lost 4 rounds back to back, now get a chance with these last 2 rounds coming up to take a consolidated lead in their hands, really push forward their agenda, make sure that they're the ones with the lead in their hands going on to their own defensive half. Because for Atmosphere, you've seen how coordinated they are, and you see how good they are with the mind games that come out, the calls coming out from their IGL to make sure that they're on the right track. That will be only expounded in their attacking side, where they have the chance to really push through and dictate the tempo of the game. Now, for Atmosphere, a really interesting setup coming up here. You see the Trapfire set up towards B and Garage with the multi-man stack towards the Garage. I think the Relic, the Atmosphere Cypher set up for a C-long push, while the Sova in the A side set up for an A-long push. I expect them to be taking control of those angles with the help of the push from their duelists through Garage and try and surprise Reckoning here. That sort of aggressive push might just catch Reckoning off guard and be able to get them a huge advantage.
This might as well happen, but still, Reckoning, they're in a pretty tough boat if you think about it. Because they don't really have a raise in their favor, when Atmosphere are going to be shifting down towards that attacking side, their strengths are going to multiply. This is mainly because when Hamid is on that raise, yes, raise is not really a conventional pick when it comes to the map of Haven because of how different the execution style is going to be. But Atmosphere, they're that team that I do believe can execute really well with that raise. Because the raise herself can clear off so many angles. For example, let's say they're pushing down into A. Firstly, the Roomba can easily clear out the entirety of A short. Then, let's say that she throws a nade down into Hell. Hell is cleared out. And that will let the Phoenix just instantly pop a flash, run down into the side, use the flame wall, use everything that he has to block off other angles. For example, throwing the molly up to heaven, throwing the molly down into CT. While other sides of the map are being controlled by the teammates, two members themselves can just completely fake out an entire site and cause full rotations to come out from the side of Reckoning Esports. And this is why Reckoning, they need to try and get as many rounds as possible here. And if they're able to win these last 2 rounds, they have a really good chance going into their defensive half. Because Atmosphere, they're going to be looking really scary when it comes to the attack.
Definitely. For Atmosphere though, if they're able to secure at least one of these last 2 rounds, that would be a very comfortable position. Because while they've already got 4 rounds, 5 or 6 rounds make sure that there's not too much pressure put onto the pistol rounds, and there is that room of comfort to be able to make up for any mistakes that you could make and make sure that you're not punished dearly for those mistakes. Now we see a small pause coming out. I think a small technical issue for one of the teams, and we'll take that time to really look at the scorecard, talk about which players stepping up today. For Reckoning Esports, I expect it to be their duelists in Razor and Ayan, but so far from my experience for Atmosphere, it's really been Inferno and Crosshair stepping up, leading the charge for them in multiple rounds, picking up those multi-frags. For me, like as a whole, both of these teams, they've shown a lot of improvement from Series 4 to Series 5. The way they've sort of progressed their ability to not just be good players with aim, but also to be able to understand and grasp the minute macro adjustments to their game. The idea of taking pocket controls across the map and using those pocket controls to increase the pressure on the other side throughout the map. That's something that is a concept that was very new to teams back in Series 1. But as we've approached from Series 1 to Series 5, teams have slowly but surely grasped onto that concept and are able to translate those concepts into the real life gameplay and get results on the basis of that. Atmosphere, they've been one of the consistent teams that we've been always saying from Series 1, but Hamid coming here instead of Bones in Series 5, he's really stepped up to the plate and established a name for himself.
Definitely, and Hamid, he's one of those star players for the side of Atmosphere. I have to say, the amount of rounds this man has taken astounds both us casters and the players on the field as well. We can literally see the entire team brimming with confidence whenever Hamid does a huge clutch or a huge play. And that form of morale that Hamid is bringing down to the table may just be the downfall of a lot of the teams. Atmosphere, they're a team that were struggling quite a lot back before, but now that they're here, they've made it really far coming from the two sides of Series 1. And they're looking really potent here as well. But just as I do say it, Atmosphere, they did send the running back clone to get a little bit of information. But Hamid, he has such a forward for position on his side. But Ayan, you know something is up. He goes in for the spray. The spray does not connect, and it's going to be Hamid getting a kill onto INQ. But Clouda is going to be able to get that trade off immediately. It's going to be Relic from the sidelines, trying to find something. But it's not going to be enough as Razor, he gets a kill on the crosshair. He's trying to see what he can find down onto the C-long side, but there's not a lot of info to work with. And with the flame wall coming out as well, it's going to be Razor being able to get himself out of that sticky situation. And it's going to be a 3 versus 4 situation. Moving forward down into the A side are going to be the side of the attackers. And there's no one down in A. And it seems as though Atmosphere, they're playing for the retake, as the Sova does have the ultimate in his hand.
Mid coming out for Reckoning into this side, the recombo coming out as well as the Omen ultimate to position himself into this Heaven area, I don't think he's been spotted out. You know, the ultimate did get cancelled by his end. So Bacon does have the Heaven side all to himself. The first shock dart lands, but the second does not. Hits in the middle of nowhere, meaning no damage done as of yet. Now all of Atmosphere, they are towards this CT side, so their push will be consolidated towards this one particular angle. So they need to make sure they go at once to be able to get the trades. And Bacon going in now with the help of his team. He'll be Inferno finding the next. The coordinating push, making sure that even though they don't have the separate pushes, meaning they're able to get it through. Razor and Clouda, it's Razor on the flank, able to now take down the Diffuser, and Clouda with another, being able to secure this 7th round for Reckoning Esports. Reckoning, beautifully played by Razor, especially making the full wraparound down into B side to get the flank on from A link onto the side, meaning even though Atmosphere execute a really nice retake, with all three going in together, Razor and Clouda able to execute the pincer movement, moving in from pincers and from sewers and CT to take them down and secure the round for themselves.
That was such a beautiful play coming out from the side of Razor. I would have never expected that flag to come out. I was looking at the minimap and I was like, what the hell? Razor made the full-on wraparound, and that play itself made sure that they were going to be able to get that attacking hand in their favor. Because think of it like this. Already the underhill kill happened. There's a lot of smokes that could be coming out from the side of the Omen. And everything was just shut down by Razor coming out on that front. And Relic, he was just caught between a rock and a hard place. And both of those players were just like, yeah, your head's just gonna come off right now. There's no way you're gonna be surviving. And now being forced onto eco in a way for the side of Relics. He's very confident that he's gonna be able to get a gun this time around, it seems. As he only just has a classic in his hand. He's moving around, trying to see what he can find, but still not a lot of information being given up, but a beautiful play could be coming out from the side of Atmosphere. They're stepping it down onto this A side. There are 3 members holding it, knowing for a fact that Reckoning, they love to play down on this sideline. And with everyone slowly moving up as well, and Relic making the flank with the execute coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports. They have a lot of information to work with, but Razor, he gets that first kill on the Ahmed with the running back, finding even more info from the sideline.
30 seconds
As already,
left.
it's going to be Reckoning trying to make a run it back towards the other sideline, but Relic, he's holding down the fort. He does find 2, and this was a beautiful play coming out from the side of Relic with Justice Classic. He's shutting down the entirety of Reckoning Esports just as we speak.
CV2 on the map now, but the time running out for Reckoning. They need to go for the plant, and they're going for that seaside. The Hunter's Fury coming out to try and delay as much as possible. Will not find that head. Barely missing Inferno, but Crosshair able to, barely missing Clouda, I mean, and Crosshair and Inferno pushing through from either side, able to take them down. That's the 5th round for Atmosphere, and now with a very small round difference, it's Atmosphere with the momentum of having picked up the last round, going into the favored attacking side of this map, and the ball, I think, definitely in their court. For Reckoning, it's all about trying to pick up the pistol and the anti-eco in a stabilized eco manner, to then look for the operator for Ayan as soon as possible. That operator will be the game changer for Reckoning on the defense. For Atmosphere, now is their chance to start dictating exactly how they want to approach this map and being able to take those pockets of control that we did see them try and execute towards even in the defensive half. Now, the key difference between both of these teams is the inclusion of the Raze instead of the Jet, and that Raze is going to come up huge, I think, especially on the attacking side, with their ability to flush out these small corners, like go for the garage push with the help of her Cordulis and Phoenix, or even go for the B side push by clearing out A link and C link with the help of a grenade and boombot. So Hamid on this Raze, a person to keep your eye on, and now with this B side push having taken a 3-man control, looking towards this A-link angle, try and find some peaks for themselves. They're not going to find any though. Instead, going to funnel their way onto A. Rio being able to deny it, takes one down and another. Relic and Crosshair right there to trade it out though. And now the spike going down for Reckoning Esports. It's them with the disadvantage. Atmosphere left on the retake.
Atmosphere, they dropped the ball in that situation a little bit, but still, the comeback coming out from the side of Crosshair was just absolutely beautiful. And Reckoning Esports now, they're in a pretty bad situation of their own. The post-plant positions are going to be beautiful as well coming out from the side of Atmosphere. It's going to be Relics going down immediately. A beautiful click on his side, but it seems like Reckoning Esports didn't drop the ball. They're getting dropped in sand with the spike already halfway defused, and Ion with just his right click to boot to the face of Bacon. He gets deep fried, and it's gonna be 5 and 8 on the scoreline for the side of Reckoning Esports.
My bad. That was Reckoning on the retake there, and them doing really well. The duelist, Razor and Ayan, even though they had a disadvantage, executing that retake extremely well, able to take control of multiple angles at the same time. Razor especially, the game sense to check his back towards that A-long angle after picking up a kill already inside, expecting that push, and then looking for Bacon right here after sticking the half defuse, meaning Razor and Ayan cover every single angle they possibly can together, despite moving into the retake through the same angle. We usually talk about how we don't want to see on a retake teams moving through the same angle because of how difficult it becomes to check multiple angles at the same time. But Reckoning, they show the synergy to be able to do just that. Ayan taking control of Hell and Razor making sure long is clear, able to execute that pistol round for them. Now eco round for Atmosphere, and they're going for that eco rush. They've got the spike planted, but they're losing their agents left, right and center.
This team found a very cheeky angle to work with, and it's gonna be Rio and IonQ running it all down, ladies and gentlemen. That was such a beautiful retake coming out from them. They played for the retake perfectly. They waited for them to go in for the flag. And Chris, you have to give it to this man. His cyber cage positioning is just absolutely insane. Knowing for the fact that he can play from the heaven side, use all of his cages, force the enemies in the middle of his cage while he can take the peak while the others from the sidelines can't. It's just absolutely incredible. Trist, him on this Cypher is always a treat to look at.
Trist playing really well in this match. He has 8 assists to his name, rightfully so. That's exactly what you expect from a Cypher. Able to use his utility to their advantage to now secure that second round for Reckoning Esports, allow them to go with a relatively free round into this third buy round for Atmosphere. Now Atmosphere, they're the ones with the full investment into this round, and they're the ones that really need to make it count. They're looking to do that by taking control towards his mid side, holding down the A-long and C-long angle, expecting the pushes, and that expectation pays off. It's Bacon with the double, and now with another Relic picking up one at A-long, and you can see Hamid pushing into Garage, picking one up for himself. Atmosphere able to massacre Reckoning Esports, and now with this 4-man advantage going for that C-side plant.
It seems the Atmosphere, they're mad as hell of what happened in the last round, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be full sending it. We're gonna be rushing on down, and we're gonna be showcasing our mechanical prowess, and it's gonna be Crosshair being able to get that last kill on Trist as well to finish it all off. And it's gonna be going to a 6 and 9 for the side of Atmosphere. They're slowly creeping their way back, but Reckoning, they're inching their ways forward towards that match point where you want to be at to put all of the pressure on the side of Atmosphere. And Atmosphere, they need to try and close out these rounds. Too many back and forth rounds, too many lost rounds are going to be hurting them even more as time passes. Because Reckoning, they are on their weaker side because they do not have a race in their favor. But at the same time, if you're not able to take a lot of these rounds of defense, they're going to be able to take rounds sometimes one by one. You're going to be in such a bad situation, and already they're establishing A-long control. And I told you this CA time and time again that A-long control is one of the most important sidelines to control because you can see the entirety of the A side, and that's going to be forcing your opponents to try and go over to another side, and you're going to be able to relay all of this information down to your teammates. And with the run it back coming out from the side of Atmosphere, they do have garage control in their favor, but no C-long control as of right now, so they need to wait. They need to bide their time. As Reckoning Esports, they know exactly what's up with the 100 Fury getting bombed as well. Rio, he finds a kill on the Hamid. He had no information where he was. What a beautiful lineup indeed. It's going to be Bacon getting the first kill. What a beautiful paranoia is all that they're going to be needing. It's going to be Razor getting one on the crosshair. Rio getting one with a choke dart. He finds one in Jade Corner. It's going to be Relic answering back with his own calling. He gets one kill onto Clouda, but it's not going to be enough as Ion. You know what happens when he has that operator. He's just absolutely indestructible.
The Hunter's Fury, and then a shock dart kill to boot, really stepping up in that round to secure. That was supposed to be a free round for Reckoning Esports, given the fact that for them, they hadn't done as much investment. Like, for them, it was just the guns coming through, and with the last round's money carrying over, they would still be comfortable if they had lost that round. For Atmosphere, the investments were made though, so they needed to make sure to try and pull through, and the fact that they weren't able to do so is gonna hurt them. Now, even though they get the full buys, this round gonna be be the last resort if they do lose it. So they need to try and find the control similarly. A very nice approach by Atmosphere though, making sure to secure along with their Cypher and then pushing into Garage. Just get caught out by the utility of Rio. Rio stepping up in that round. Now Reckoning Esports with double digits, looking to push further. Ayan with the operator holding it down in this B side. If any peek comes out for Hamid, he's as good as gone. But Hamid, he's going to be patient, knows exactly what to expect, not going to go for any peaks just as of yet. Now, all of Atmosphere is just Hamid with that B-side pressure pushing in, but the rest of Atmosphere starting to inch their way towards his A-side, and the A-side completely open. The Cypher for Reckoning over at C, and no utility setup at A, just a Razor at that CT angle, looking to hold it down, meaning Reckoning, they need to make their way back into the positions, but they aren't doing so just yet. Inside Rio, he's making his rotate all the way to C, expecting a C-side push, and this slow rotate from Atmosphere, now going to be revealed with the smokes and the paranoia coming out. Atmosphere with the full commit onto A, but Ayan peeking on time with the op. He finds first blood. Atmosphere with the sight, but Reckoning with the lead.
Planted.
Ion entering his gone mode with that operator in his hands, and this is what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be Crosshair though, answering one onto Clouda. He's looking to do some damage from his sidelines, but Razor, he does have the run attack available. He goes in for the flash play, but they're not gonna be able to find anything. It's gonna be Triss getting one onto Crosshair, getting another one onto Inferno. A lot of damage is being done, but Relix, he's surviving. He's hitting the shot that he needs to. He needs to get one onto Rio as well, and he's gonna be able to find it. Relix, he's stepping up to the plate, ladies and gentlemen, and he gets all the kills that he needs to with his team to back him up. And a beautiful play indeed coming out from the side of Atmosphere to go in for that post plan. That was a bit messy though, CA, and this could have gone either way.
Yeah, that was slightly chaotic for both of the teams, but Atmosphere able to clutch through in the end. Even though they had a 1-man disadvantage, the fact that they're able to get into their favored post-on positions, Radic playing from this cubby and break in from the long angle, able to pick up kill after kill for Reckoning. I think the fact that most of them went through that CT side, they didn't really have the coordinated push from the multiple angles, really did end up costing them, because Atmosphere, knowing where to expect the push from, able to just get those advantageous peaks and get the kills in their favor. Now eco round coming out for Reckoning, a chance for Atmosphere to further reduce the lead down back to 2 rounds, and they look to do so, picking up first blood. But Ayan with the shorty finds the kill towards the lurker Cypher in Relic and is able to equalize the lead. Now Ayan, he's must have picked up a gun for himself, so he's the only one with that, and will look to push through for his team in this garage area, try to go for that seaside retake. But the Hunter's Fury is ready for Atmosphere, so the Hunter's Fury may as well secure this round, because it is a seaside block.
Oh god. Oh god, that is gonna hurt, Inferno. You were not ready for that. It's gonna be Bacon coming in from the side of Triss. He has his own vengeance. He has his Sheriff in hand. He gets the headshot, but he couldn't find the second. As Crosshair and Hamid coming from the sidelines to clean it all up. And it's gonna be Atmosphere taking one more round of the board. But still, CA, that was eco run for the side of Reckoning. So they did a lot of damage to their side. A lot of guns were lost. And I do believe economically, they're not really hurting as much, but Inferno, he took a big hit with Bacon.
Yeah, Inferno, he did like go down there for Atmosphere. I think even though Ayan able to get a gun, even though Reckoning able to push through the side, the way they're approaching their post-plant scenarios is, I think, one of the most crucial things to me, because this is one of the factors that had been missing from the team in their previous stints that we had been seeing them. The idea of being disciplined, very much present in Atmosphere, something that I think they've inculcated in themselves over the past few series, and something that is really showing here in this matchup against Reckoning Esports. Now Reckoning, they did go for the eco, so they have the full buy for themselves in this round, a chance to really push through, make sure that they can maintain this 2-round gap that started off from the first half now towards the second half. In terms of ultimates, it's Atmosphere though who's got the lead. They have 4 ultimates in their hand, but now Ayan, he's waiting it out and does not land that shot, barely missing it. Instead, the running back gonna come through. He will take down the clone though and be able to step back with another quick peek, takes down Bacon as well. Ayan going for more will just get taken down for Hamid. And now with the information coming out for Reckoning Esports, it's gonna be the push halted in its tracks for Atmosphere. Atmosphere, they're still choosing to push in onto A though, but this might just be an overcommit, because all of Reckoning, they're ready right here and they will go for the retake as soon as the spike is planted.
The spike's gonna be planted from the heaven side. It is gonna be Rio holding down the fort to see if he can find any form of information. Does hear Inferno go down into the hell side, and they know exactly where he's gonna be at, but will he be able to get the kill is the real question. Razor, he gets taken out, and a beautiful ultimate coming out from the side of the Omen to reposition himself immediately, and that was a beautiful play coming out from the side of Inferno, using that Omen ultimate to just completely bamboozle the entirety of Reckoning Esports to check under health, giving all of the chances towards the side of Atmosphere. And Ahmed, he just comes out from the sidelines, from short, and he's like, oh, hello, I don't think you have to worry about the Omen. You have to worry about me coming from the short angle instead.
Yeah, that round absolutely huge for Atmosphere, because even though Reckoning right there on the retake, Hamid, as you said, right, his positioning absolutely huge, and then the Omen ultimate ready for Inferno to go for that backstab. Just beautiful synergy as a whole to get themselves out of a very sticky situation. In such a situation where the defenders have already approached the site, know exactly where the spike is about to go down, and have the information to be able to go for an immediate retake, the adaptability of a team in that immediate situation is so crucial. And Atmosphere showing that, reducing the lead now down to one round, and their chance to make it even Stevens with this eco round for Reckoning. They've taken side control, they've taken down Trist, and now they have more than enough time to get into their post plants. Suez control, long control taken, and that's exactly where Reckoning approaching from. Atmosphere with beautiful, disciplined and systematic play to potentially take us to 10-10 on the scoreline.
This point, these post plants are just so dangerous. There are no holes at all. I don't see anything that they can do to try and go in for this post plant. Every angle is going to be covered. All the sidelines are covered as well, and already we're seeing a push coming out from the side of the Phoenix, and the Phoenix is going to be finding one. Crosshair, he does find one, and the bodies are just going to be dropping one after the next. It's just going to be leaving two more members to go in for this play. And Rio, he needs to die to this spike. This is very important that he does die to it. Otherwise, you know what's gonna happen, CA. Lost streak bonus is gonna be no lost streak bonus for their side. Not really any guns to work with either. But that round was absolutely incredible coming up from the side of Atmosphere. That post plant was just immaculate, I would say.
It's important to die to the spike to make sure you don't get the penalty for saving in a round that you lose. And Rio able to do that with does not want to save just the Sheriff, will be able to now get enough money to pick up a full buy for himself. Reckoning, look at their banks though. 0, 100, 200, 800 and 600. The operator ready. This is their round to make it count, because otherwise not only will Atmosphere take the round lead, they also take a severe equal lead, as well as the momentum having won back-to-back rounds. But for Atmosphere, the Hamid with the showstopper, he brings the party and he's looking to take control of Seaside, take the party to Reckoning Esports. Reckoning, they'll get themselves out of the way in time. Nobody goes down, and it's Atmosphere with the side control. But this positioning for Relic, he spots out Razor, will take him out, and the amount of pressure he's creating towards this attacker spawn area, able to ensure that Atmosphere get more than enough time to secure their post plants.
Out of charge.
The post plants have been secured, and the Paranoia does connect on Hamid as well, but no one's going to be entering down into the side just yet. They're entering down into a grinder and making me a bit too much, but Triss and Ion, he does find one, but Relic, he does find two as well. He takes out Rio and Triss at the same time from the sidelines, leaving Ion down. It is 1v3, not enough time, and he's going to be running on away to save this operator for another rainy day. And it's going to be 11 rounds on the board for the side of Atmosphere, and Atmosphere, they're exceeding all expectations, and they're firing up on all cylinders to take Reckoning Esports down in this first map.
This is why we expected the attacking side to be much more favorable for Atmosphere, because they're a team that has multiple strategies in their playbook, and on the attacking side, when they're able to utilize that playbook to its maximum potential, is when they look at their very strongest. The different types of pushes we've seen come out from Atmosphere, included with the different types of post plant, really sets them up as a formidable opposition, and an opposition that Reckoning really need to take down here, otherwise the Atmosphere will be able to find match point. They went with a seaside aggressive push, knowing that they had the showstopper to be able to clear out the site. Now that they don't have any ultimates, no showstopper, no running back, they're just going to spread themselves out, look for the picks, and try to find an advantage before they commit to his site. Ayan with the aggressive peek towards C long, not able to take anyone out just yet, but does give away a little bit of pressure to Atmosphere. Now using that to take side control of B side, but not for the plant, I expect. Instead to go for the A-Link and C-Link control. Scratch that Inferno, he will find the plant. Razor will but take out Crosshair, and A-Link control denied for Atmosphere. Atmosphere left stranded in this tiny box. It should be an easy retake for Reckoning Esports.
It should be an easy retake, but at the same time, you need to ask yourself, oh god, Cloud, him getting that kill is gonna be helpful for their side, but Relix, he answers back immediately with his own. And Rio, he has absolute will of steel to go for that jumping down onto Ahmed to take him out, and that was absolutely incredible, the way that Reckoning were able to take control of that round. They played much more defensive positions. They played it a lot more back, waiting for their opponents to come to them instead of them pushing into their opponents. They were able to take these rounds away just working on the aggression that Team Atmosphere were trying to showcase. Normally we see Atmosphere try and play it a lot more together. They try to rush down a side while establishing map control on one side. This really did not happen in this round. And this is where it hurt them a lot. They tried to establish the map control, but at the same time, they didn't really establish map control on other parts of the map. This allowed Reckoning to funnel the entirety of Atmosphere into their own territory, and then they were able to take the one-up advantage against them. But this time, it's going to be a full set down into the C side. But now that they're playing for the retake, Reckoning, they're playing it smart.
11-11 on the scoreline. The side control already done for Atmosphere though, and the Hunter's Fury coming out for Rio will take down Inferno. He is able to get Spike planted on time though, so now Atmosphere, they just need to get into their post plants, try to find the favorable trades, and then look to push through for match point on the basis that Relic picks up one, but Clouda with the trade, it will be up to Crosshair to trade it back. Does do just that, and Hamid with another. Now Atmosphere with the advantage, but Ayan with the operator immediately with the equalizer, and with the Blaze Storm looking for more, pulls out the Cloudburst to try and go for the diffuse, but Crosshair able to take down one. Crosshair versus Ayan. Ayan throws out the knife, but he'll not be able to land the shots. Crosshair just playing for time and playing for time beautifully, not able to take down each other, but Crosshair able to get the time and the clutch.
Oh
what a dance of blades by Crosshair, not just dodging out the blade storm, but also dodging out multiple shots after that, playing around those Radianite boxes, making sure that he's getting as much time taken away from Ayan as possible to secure this match point from Atmosphere from 0-5 down to now match point. This team on a roll.
I don't know what happened in this situation anymore. Poor old Iron is like, first of all, you dodge my knives that I throw at you at supersonic speeds. Now you dodge my shotguns, and now you dodge my actual knife that I have in my hand. Do you see how beautiful this knife is? You can just look at it. He's going in front of it, but Crosshair, he's having none of that. He's like, just take your knife away. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And that is where Ion got completely destroyed in that situation, but still a really well played round coming out from the side of Atmosphere. They're going to be able to take us to match point, and then looking to close it all down, but Tracy has something else to say about it. He has beautiful positioning on his name. He plays from the heaven sides and just rains hell from above. He's going to be able to find that first initial kill, and going into this retake, Reckoning Esports, they already have the advantage on their side.
Sphere, they are a man down, but they got their post plants. Their post plants will come up huge. Inferno, he went for the ultimate though. He's gonna get caught out. Crosshair and Bacon and Relic though. The post plants, all of them separated in multiple angles. Even though Inferno getting caught out in the hell area, their his teammates from A-Long and the sewers able to instantly come back, trade him, not just trade his kill out, but also get the advantageous kill back. Inferno basically acting as bait. Scatter, he says, and Scatter Reckoning does. Though he goes down, it's Atmosphere with the map, and the round and the map. Atmosphere winning the first map to take the Reckoning down 1-0 in this series, doing really well for themselves. I think like the scorecard just speaks to exactly what the match was. Reckoning, they put up a solid show. Ayan and Razor, they're leading the charts, but it's Atmosphere with their coordinated team play. The post plants on point for this team, always making sure to cover multiple angles. Atmosphere with the first map win.
Them being able to win this first map was just like, I don't know what to say exactly, because Bacon and Relics, they should not have won this map. You have seen that yourself. first of all, Bacon got the kill onto the guy on Heaven. He was jumping down, then immediately it's going to be a spray transfer kill onto Iron as well. That was just absolutely insane. We really do need to talk about this a little bit more as we move into Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors. Sorry about that. As we need to talk about it a little bit more and see what we can exactly do, because think of it like this: I wasn't really expecting Atmosphere to try and take away a lot of these rounds. This round itself, see, I don't think you were ready for this.
I mean, the post-plant positions for Atmosphere, it's something that it's established very much throughout their attacking side. The way they set up really in that like four compass sides is essentially one towards CT, one in the hell area, one in the sewers, and one in the long, making sure that even if a couple of them do go down, the other two able to find the favorable trades in their advantage. I think Atmosphere had proven to us throughout the attacking side that they were very much capable of that, and it's that what helps them pull off a huge comeback from 7-5 down to now 13-11 to win this map 1. The map which was favored for Reckoning entirely, the map which Reckoning did really well on. You saw Ion and Razor leading on the scorecards, but the teamwork for Atmosphere, the teamwork is what makes it count, and Atmosphere able to pick up map 1. I'm curious to see if Reckoning, they get demoralized by this and just end up going down in map 2, or they get the fire back in them, because this is the lower bracket. It is both of these teams fighting for their lives in the tournament.
Both of these teams are fighting hard, and with the first map going in favor of Atmosphere, I won't say it really went in their favor, because see, this was a very close scoreline. 13-11. Reckoning, they had a lot of chances to close it out, but small mistakes here and there when it came to the retake and small communication gaps. I do believe that you saw that yourself. In a lot of the rounds where they did lose, there was a massive communication gap. For example, Trist, when he was jumping down from the side of Heaven, he was really looking at looking at another direction, and he wasn't really ready for the fact that Ion actually got that kill under Heaven, and he was still looking towards the right side instead of trying to help out Ion on the gunfight that he was facing initially. All of these small communication gaps are going to be adding up, and if they're not really able to iron this out, try and come back together as a team in the following map, they're going to have a really hard time going up against Atmosphere.
Definitely, Atmosphere, they're on a roll here, and they will be looking to take to map 2 and establish the entire series win for themselves. And that's where it will become really interesting, because Reckoning, they're not a team to go down easily, and I'm sure they'll come back really hard and fast. Now, for map 1, it was a 13-11 win for Atmosphere, and we'll go set up for map 2 really quick. In the meantime, check out the links in the description below for some amazing LG monitors sales and a chance for you to upgrade your setup. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're in the finals week, the lower bracket semifinals happening right now, as teams fight for their way towards that lower bracket finals and eventually the grand finals, fight for their chance to stake their claim to become the last champions of the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series. This was the first map, and we'll see you soon with the next, really soon, with the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD.
after the competition, after a long break, and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing flow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMT, with AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'm CA, joined by Aggressive here on the mic. We're here to bring you the lower bracket semi-final series between ATMOSFEAR and Reckoning Esports. Map 1 was taken by ATMOSFEAR 13 to 11, and I know Map 2 is going to be spicy, especially because Map 2 will be ATMOSFEAR's map going in. Let's take a quick look at what we do have in store for us. It's going to be a split aggressive. Now, coming into split, I do feel like both of these teams, we haven't seen as much of them, and it's much more of a map where team play and coordination come into the picture. Given ATMOSFEAR's team play and coordination in their plant scenarios last map around, do you think they hold the advantage, or do you think we're going to see Reckoning come back stronger?
On the map of Split, it's going to be quite difficult, I would say, because first of all, Hamid, he's on his race, and we already know what he can do on his race. And now it's Split, one of Raid's strongest maps. I don't think I need to tell you what can happen if these two combine together, CA.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious to see, though, where that breach does come out for either of the teams, because I don't think I've seen either Rio or ATMOSFEAR's Sova on that breach. And I think for both of them, this will be a brand new test of their skills, because the breach does not come through. Are we going to see a triple duelist? We'll have to see.
Ooh.
It's going to be Trist picking up the breach. Now, Rio shifting on to the Sentinel role, while Trist, the previous Cypher, picking up the breach for Reckoning. Clara, he'll stay on his Omen Razor, on his favored Raze, and Ayan on his signature Jet. For the side of ATMOSFEAR, though, very standard. It's just going to be Bacon. Was this over player in Haven going to now shift on to the initiator that is Breach?
An interesting factor is actually Hamid. He opted to go and pick up the Hamid actually opted to go and pick up the Jet instead of playing the Raze, and it's going to be Crosshair actually moving on to the Raze. Crosshair as well. I honestly do believe that Crosshair would actually go for the Jet instead. But this is going to be an interesting play because we have not really seen Crosshair shift towards this Raze. Normally, he's always that Phoenix player or the Reyna player that we always see going onto the flashes. But now that they do have the breach on their side, this is going to be a very mirrored composition, yes, of course. So it just comes down to which team is going to be playing the composition even better.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, we saw a similar question in map 1, where the only real difference between the compositions was that Jet versus the Raze, and that Raze on Hamid really ended up being a crucial factor for ATMOSFEAR to pick up map 1. Now on map 2, with the exact same composition coming through, I'm going to look at Reckoning, see if they can refine the few areas where they were not able to find the team play necessary to take down ATMOSFEAR, because in Split, it's especially important to do that. Mid control is such an important factor of the map, and it's really facilitated by that breach. And talking about the breach, right? We saw Global Esports yesterday. We saw the execution of the breach, but I think it's still very much live in our minds. What happens when the execution is not on point with the breach? The gap between a good breach with a good team and a bad breach with a bad team, it's significant. And I really hope we're going to see good breaches on both sides, because otherwise that just might be the discerning factor.
The main thing I'm scared about is Breach is one of those characters that can, as you said before, good breaches versus bad breaches. In the sense is that even if you are an amazing breach player, unless your team can coordinate around your flashes, coordinate around the use of your abilities, and you as a player yourself can coordinate your teams as you use your abilities, all of these factors need to be coming into play. Because as a breach, one of the hardest things to do is to, first of all, coordinate your abilities, then coordinate your team, and then finally coordinate your own gunfights
There.
to go into the mix.
There.
A lot of factors come into a breach and Triss and Bacon have a lot to do on their mind, and hopefully they're going to be able to, because without the breach is the deciding factor when it comes to the map of Split. And the player themselves, like if the breach player is not able to handle the pressure, the entire team is going to be struggling and crumble down.
Now, we do see a small change come out from what was the initial agent selection. Crosshair is going to be playing that Phoenix where we expected him to, not the raise. So the lack of a raise, definitely a big question mark for Atmosphere. And you can see already that raise damage so huge for Reckoning. Ayan using that grenade to pick up 2 kills with the damage, meaning now Reckoning Esports with that 2-man advantage, trying to push through and get this round for themselves. For Atmosphere, they just stranded down in this Evan area. They can't go onto side, they can't go onto Wens. So the only angle left for them is try to go onto defender spawn and make their way onto B. But Reckoning, they're expecting this. They've rotated their way onto B and just waiting there, waiting for Atmosphere to make their move.
They're waiting to see what they can find, but still, now what to say, Sack, this is a pretty heavy stack. This is actually funny to watch for me initially because look at the stack down at A. They're all just chilling there for as long as they can, but still the defense, they're looking quite potent. Them going in for this retake scenario is going to be really good for them. As already two members are down inside of Karas. They're waiting to see what they can find. Inferno does throw the dark cover to give a little bit more space to them. But already the plant is about to go through. Going into a 3 versus 5 post-plant situation. It's going to be the members. It's going to be Hamid getting that first kill on the trip. But he gets tagged out to only 22 HP. Razor gets that first initial kill on the crosshair. But he's now stuck between a rock and a hard place. There are going to be 2 members coming onto him real soon. And he's trying to get this kill. Razor fights it. But it's going to be Hamid fighting the last one. But with only 22 HP and against 2 members, it's not going to be enough. As Clouda, he does the jiggle left. He does the jiggle right. And he gets the final shot as well to take it all out. It's going to be the first round on the board for the side of Reckoning. And they're going to be firing up on all cylinders, it seems, moving into this first round.
You can see in this round already why the race so favored on that split map. The amount of damage he's able to do in that A-long area, able to just facilitate Ayan to pick up a double kill is unprecedented in any other duelist. Compared to the Phoenix, he does have a similar sense of utility with his hot hands and his blaze wall, but the literal damage done by the hot hands and blaze wall, not at all comparable as compared to the boom bot and the pain grenade. So Atmosphere, they have to try to make this work. And for them, it's going to be about trying to go evens on this first stop and then looking to push through on their defense. But the buy is coming through for Reckoning and the buy is holding strong. It's Clouda and Razor with the first 2 kills. Triss with 2 more. A quick anti-eco for Reckoning Esports.
That's pretty quick, and then Moda, you already know what's going to be happening next. It's going to be poor old Relic on the receiving end of that bullet to his head. He gets taken out immediately, and that's going to be a fast round for their side. A fast full sent down the mid side, not really a lot to talk about. Just a well-played round of and showcasing a really good aim. But here is where the real fun is about to begin, CA. It's going to be the buy round coming out for the side of Atmosphere. Here is where all of the coordination is going to be mattering, because now with the guns, with all of their abilities available, Hamid, he needs to try and step up, because Crosshair, he's not going to be anywhere near them, I believe. As Phoenix, if you have a second duelist, normally they play a different kind of a lurk role, and Phoenix should be doing that as of right now.
Yeah, Phoenix especially, not as strong and split because of the number of corners. It's way easier to set up a flash like the Reyna flash where you can push it through the walls as compared to a Phoenix flash where you have to get really close to the corners and try to push through. That Cypher cage, I think barely missing it, not able to get it down, will just go to waste. But Atmosphere now with the full buys, looking for mid control. Hamid, he's dashed into Wens and now trying to push through. Will just step back, instead look towards this B heaven side. They don't have the spike on their hands. So all of this is just to try and find a pick for themselves, and Reckoning, recognizing that, they're just stepping back and waiting. Look at this approach towards B-side heaven. 1 in stairs and 1 in CT, and towards A-side heaven, all towards ramp, expecting the mid push through. Reckoning are like, you can take mid control, but you cannot take our sides.
But already the sidelines are going to be taken over, it seems, as they're going to be rushing down into this B side, and they will have side control in their favor, but Reckoning, they're playing it smart. They're not really giving any sort of peek or showcasing their positions of where they're going to be coming from, but it's going to be Razor being the first one to go down. It's going to be Rio from the sidelines as well, but Ian, he's able to get that final kill on Hamid and get the last laugh, it seems. But already a lot of members have gone down away from the side of the defense, so they need to try and go into this retake situation 3 versus 4, and this may just be super dangerous for them to work with. Clouda, he does need to paranoid to see what he can find, but it seems as though the crossfire is being set up by the entirety of Atmosphere. May this be a bit too much. Each of the members getting 1 kill each, and we are 1 round on the board for the side of Atmosphere, and the momentum has already shifted, CA, right in the 3rd round.
Yeah, the buy round going really well for Atmosphere, and this is where we really applauded them in the first map, right? Their post-plant positions, 1 towards the back of C side, towards B side, towards that B back area, 1 right behind the pillar on site, and 2 in the garage, meaning that any push, a push say through the CT area into the B back would be nullified by the breach. And Omen, a push like the one we saw Ayan make through Heaven into the site, nullified by the players in the garage and the Omen. The Omen acting as that linchpin, working really well, but now reckoning with their own buys. Ayan with the operator will get the kill and barely survive, using the cloudburst really well. Ayan sneaky picks up first blood for Reckoning Esports, makes his way out, and now he's gonna look for this duel against Relic right here. Relic, don't go for the peek because it's gonna cost you. Scratch that. Relic is like, I'm gonna go for the peek and I'm gonna set up the pre-fire really well. Picks up the kill onto Ayan, and that's equalized on that scoreboard.
It's gonna be an equalization, but with the op going down, I don't think it's gonna be a lot more equal because of the defense. You want that op to be surviving for as long as you can. But Rio, he has the information because of his tripwire, and it's gonna be an A-side take, and Rio with beautiful placements of his abilities. He's gonna be able to survive as well for just a little while longer, but Hamid goes in for the spray. He's gonna be able to find one. He does find one on the Trist as well. Crosser gets that kill onto Clouda. And this is gonna be one of those rounds, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful nade coming out from the side of Razor. But in this 1 versus 3 situation, will he be able to clutch it out? He gets that down to 30 HP. But Olsini with the run it back coming out. He goes in for the plays. He gets 1 kill onto Ahmed with his last dying breath, but Crosser is able to finish him off. And these post plants are just absolutely beautiful coming out from the side of Atmosphere. I don't know what to say about this team, but this team, when it comes to their post plants, I have not seen any other team other than top teams hold down so well when it comes to them just holding down the spike.
Right there, before the plant went through, the important call by, I don't know who it was, but between Crosshair and Inferno, he was going for the plant, but Crosshair's like, no, I have only 1 point left to get from my ultimate. Please don't plant. Instead, Inferno gives the spike over to Crosshair. Crosshair able to get the plant and get his run it back ready, using the pressure of that run it back to force Razor out. Without that run it back, Razor would have been able to pull out a free showstopper for himself and might have been able to clutch through that round. The amount of minute callings to pick up that ultimate early, meaning the Atmosphere pick up the round, and now even on the scoreline, they're going for a fast B-side execute. It's Relic with the first kill. Atmosphere looking for more, but eco round for Reckoning will not matter because Ayan, he has a Brainstorm ready. He's picked up 2 headshots already. Now looking for more. Ayan will just be taken down, and now all is left standing is Clouda. Just goes down instantly, and a beautiful rush for Atmosphere. Ayan tried to do with the heroics, but just couldn't make it.
It's Ian just popped off in that round, but that was not gonna be enough, as this was an eco round though, as you stated before, for the side of Reckoning Esports, so not the end of the world. They did take 2 guns away from the hands of the attackers, so I would say it's a win-win situation for them, but still, Atmosphere, they're gonna be happy. They have 3 rounds on the board. They're in the lead of 1 round, but here is where it's all gonna be mattering, because Ian, he pulled out the operator, and CA, this operator needs to get at the bare minimum of 2 kills, otherwise it's not gonna get a lot of value.
Yeah, the operator does need to make an impact. He was able to do it in the last round with the first blood, but in this round, it's Razor with the B garage push, able to get the headshot on Inferno and pick up first blood for Reckoning. A very important B garage push because this gives so much information to his team, but realizes that he needs to step back. Does just that. Ayan down at Rams, he'll take down the lurker of Atmosphere, and now with the information that the Cypher is down, they instantly know that Cypher likely on the lurk. They're gonna go back onto site. Razor picks up another, and Atmosphere now getting obliterated.
Scratch that, it wasn't Atmosphere getting obliterated, it's because Atmosphere is getting obliterated instead in this situation, and Crosser is as is running back again. He's going on in. He has a little bit of information because of the sound cues, but not much because of the paranoia coming out. A beautiful play coming out from him, but Crosshair. He
Last
has a
player
potential kill on
standing.
Trez, but Clouda, did he get a lineup kill? Wait a second, did he get a lineup kill?
Clouda getting that double kill, and now with the defuse, it's reckoning with the round win. I would have liked to see him give over the defuse to Ayan because he did have his ultimate ready, but that's okay. Clouda picks up the double kill and will get the heroics as well. I think that was a lineup kill aggressive, and Atmosphere lining up does not bode well for them.
This is gonna be hurting them a lot moving forward in these following rounds because now the momentum has already shifted and Ayan, he was able to keep his operator available, but Ayan, he may just be biting off a bit more than he can chew because this angle is one of the hardest angles to hold down with an operator if there was gonna be a fast shift. Let's say that whenever you're holding down B main with an operator, one of the hardest things to hold is actually a wide swing, because if you pull your body out too far down into the garage side, then you're exposing yourselves a little bit too much and you cannot really get away in time. And if you're holding it too tightly, then it's an even bigger problem, because think of it like this, CA. If you're holding it too tightly, you're not going to be able to get the first initial headshot because of how Peeker's advantage works. And if you're holding it too far out, then you're also at a disadvantage because of how much of your body is going to be showing, and they can just wide swing out and kill you. This is a very dangerous angle for Ayan to hold, and him going for this may just spell doom for him if he's not careful in this situation.
He was set up with the fault line from Tristo, but does not catch out anybody because all of Atmosphere, they are spreading themselves out, looking for the pigs. They realize that the fast execute's not working anymore because Reckoning able to coordinate, use that utility on the Raze and the operator on the Jet to be able to deny multiple sightlines. And now Atmosphere, you can see, spread themselves out, 2 lurkers on either sides with 3 pushing towards this mid control. They've taken mid control and Reckoning round after round willing to give it up instead to play for the site itself and then rather play for the retake. This is an interesting choice by Reckoning because rarely do we see this come through for teams. Teams regularly like to fight for that mid control knowing how important it is, but Reckoning making a conscious choice has worked out for them so far. We'll see if it works out now. Now all of Atmosphere, they've made their way onto A, rotating onto site, and the cameras and the trap wires set up specifically to deny a site push. This might just mean disaster for Atmosphere. Reckoning, Atmosphere committing all the way, and now the Rolling Thunder coming through. It's still Reckoning picking up first blood and Reckoning holding onto the site.
They're holding down on the sides, but with one member going down from the side of the attack, this is going to be super difficult, but the Rolling Thunder is going to be available as well from the side of Triz. They have all of the resources in the world to go in for this retake, and here comes the cavalry, because they're moving their way forward. Crosshair does use the flame ball to buy him a little bit more time, but we're not going to be seeing a lot of time in their favor. And Triz, he's holding down on that Rolling Thunder to go on, but already the bodies are gonna be flying up, the bodies are gonna be coming in, but Bacon, he's answering back with his own calling, but Razor with that showstopper, he does find multiple Crosshair from the sidelines. Ion misses his shot at this stage, as we detrimental tries to go for the gun switch, but Inferno gets one onto INQ, leaving Clouda down in this 1v2 scenario. It's not gonna be enough, as a beautiful play coming out from the side of Bacon to save his 2 teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, Atmosphere down on these post plants look absolutely indestructible.
Bacon, that double kill so important because once he gets that double kill, it really opens up space for Crosshair and Inferno to hold on to the side, because Reckoning, they did a beautiful push at that retake, pulling out the Rolling Thunder in conjunction with Razor's flank towards the back of site itself, meaning Razor able to break the trap wires at the same time the Rolling Thunder comes through, brings the party to Atmosphere and takes down a couple of members. But before he did that, Bacon with the double kill, allowing Crosshair and Inferno to survive, meaning Crosshair and Inferno holding on to the side and getting the kills on the back end. It's Atmosphere with the round, and once again, beautiful post-plant positioning from Atmosphere nets them a lead. Now, eco for Reckoning, it'll be Ayan picking up the first kill, but Bacon instantly able to answer it back. A fast execute for Atmosphere resulting in side control, and now it's spike plant. Let's see if their post plants are up to the mark as they usually are.
They should be this time around, but Hamid, he has a very cheeky angle to work with. They're not going to be checking it down. Hamid gets that first kill on the Razor. He gets bamboozled entirely, but Trist is like, nope, I'm going to be making your day as bright as the sun. He does a flash right in his face. He gets taken out. Chris getting a gun for
player
himself. He's gonna be
standing.
finding one, but Inferno answers back with his own calling. He gets that headshot on the Triss to take him out, leaving Ion down in this 1 versus 2 scenario with only a frenzy to work with. He doesn't really have a lot of range himself, so he needs to try and go in for a kill. But Relix, he has his phone number, calls him up and takes him down. It's gonna be Ion going down with the spike going boom on the sidelines. It's gonna be a 3-5 scoreline for the side of Atmosphere. They have a 2-round lead in their favor, CA, but Ion, he does have his operator now.
Yeah, that was the eco round for Reckoning, so they will be able to pick up the operator and full buys for themselves in this round. But on the attacking side, Atmosphere with the 2-round lead is so important because we saw them really excel on the attacking side in the first map, right? On Haven, they were able to find their ground when they were dictating the pace and being able to use their discipline in the post plant to secure the win. And that's where Atmosphere do that in this map as well. But Ayan, we talked about this. He got the operator back in his hands in this round, and he's making it work, going for that peek down at B main. The angle you said is really hard to peek through. Ayan, he makes it work because that's exactly what his caliber is. I feel like Atmosphere, they were even ready for that. Crosshair, he was waiting to get the pre-fire through, but Ayan, he just faster on the trigger, gets the first blood, and sets up the advantage for Reckoning Esports.
That first advantage skill coming in, especially on the side or Crosshair, is going to be the detrimental factor. Because now they don't really have the flash that they opted to go for coming out into this matchup. So now breaking down into a site is just going to be even more difficult. It's going to be Hamid using his dash to get a forward angle down onto mid, slowly making his way forward. Not really a lot of noise being made whatsoever. It's very quiet down on the map, and already it's going to be a fast push coming down into the A main sideline. It's going to be Leon trying to see what he gets fired in. He gets a headshot on the Relic to take him down straight through the smoke because of his recon.
30
And it's going
seconds
to be
left.
Hamid, though, being able to answer back with his own trade, evening out the playing field. So once more, going into a 4 versus 3 post-plan situation is going to be Bacon and his teammates. Bacon, he only needs 2 more kills to get this Rolling Thunder. And this is going to be massive for him if he's going to be able to find it. But the plays are being set up. Everyone is waiting outside of screens from the side of the defense, and this may just be detrimental because Hamid, he's making his way up into the heaven side. He has a beautiful bolt plan to work with, and another concussion stop coming up from the side of Bacon. Inferno gets the first kill, and though answers back with his own, and Hamid, he gets that kill on the Razor. He goes in for the play, he goes in for the dash in, but the aim does not reign supreme as Triss sends him down into the abyss once again. And it's gonna be the defensive rounds for the side of Reckoning Esports as Iron goes in for the defuse and gets his ult as well.
In the long term, that first blood ending up so huge for Reckoning because that first blood allows them enough time to be able to rotate onto that side before Atmosphere able to get their favorite close down positions. 2 members stuck at the backer side and Hamid forced to go for the long flank, meaning that the time on the side of Reckoning Esports in terms of when they decide to go for that retake, going for that retake altogether works out well this time because they have the breach utility ready for them, able to get a multi-man flash. Triss sets them up for success, and that's Reckoning Esports with the retake and the round. The operator saved again, meaning the eco stabilized for Reckoning, and now with the operator, Ayan with his impact. That made hold absolutely huge for Ayan, picking up the first blood this time onto Hamid and setting up Reckoning Esports for success. Once again, it's Reckoning with the first blood, but Atmosphere looking to fight back. The run it back coming out for Crosshair. Will not be able to get any kills just yet. They're just looking to step back. Will get taken down by Triss and sent back to his clone. But the pressure used by his teammates will now push him to B heaven. Ayan, he is waiting with the operator down his stairs, and this could be huge. But instead, they're going through vents right into the hands of Reckoning here. Reckoning, they spot them out and they spammed them down, but will not be able to kill them. Instead, Inferno going for the ult and Bacon pushing through. Bacon with the double will get traded out, but Inferno, he's already made his way onto site. He's getting the plant.
He got the plan now, and that was absolutely insane coming out from Bacon to be the Tarzan that he was meant to be. He gets the 2 kills that he needed to on the rope line, ladies and gentlemen. But still, going into this post plan, it seems as though Atmosphere, they have another plan. Crosshair, he's on a massive flag. He's coming from the backlines from the side of Evan. And there's no one really to contest him. Crosshair, he gets that kill on the Razor from the back end and Ion. He only has his knives to work with. He's not going to be able to get this out as Inferno cleans him up with a well-placed headshot. And Crosshair with background pressure coming out as well. That was such a beautiful play coming out from the side of Atmosphere, taking us to a 4-6 scoreline.
Yeah, Atmosphere doing really well in that round. Bacon especially, right? The ultimate coming out from Crosshair from the vents, uses from the shadows to get himself on the side and causes a little bit of distraction for Reckoning. Using that distraction, Bacon able to push through and pick up the double. Bacon, he might not have too many kills to his name, but the kills that he does get are so impactful in them being able to get that particular round. And Bacon being that player that we were talking about, the initiator, he needs to be able to lead from the front, and Bacon doing just that, leading for Atmosphere. Now with 6 rounds to their name, they're going for this fast A-side execute, and they've taken A-side control. No casualties whatsoever. It's Inferno with the plant, and the first casualty will be for Reckoning. Atmosphere not just with side control, but also man advantage.
They have a lot of control in their favor, with the ultimate coming out from the side as well. This is just a bloodbath happening down on this A side. As the bodies just came down from heaven,
Last
from
round
hell,
in the
from
half.
all sides of the universe, it seems, as the entire world is crashing down upon the heads of Reckoning Esports as we're moving down into this last round. This, of course, was an eco round for the side of Reckoning Esports last time around, but my god, that was just hard to watch with all of the abilities flying everywhere.
Yeah, Atmosphere committing what they needed to in that round to be able to secure it and now pick up a 3-round advantage for them. If they can pick up this last round, an 8-4 scoreline starting from attack will be huge, not just in terms of like the momentum going into the next round map, but for Reckoning, putting them under tremendous pressure of being down 4 rounds in this second map where they're fighting to stay alive in the tournament. Reckoning, they need to fight back hard in this round, try to take us to a 7-5, because otherwise the pistol round gonna be so important in that second half. Magic number 4 has been achieved for Reckoning, but given how proficient Atmosphere look, I feel like you need a bit more than that. I think we're seeing a small tactical pause coming out for Reckoning as they just decide how they want to approach this. And I want to take that second to talk about defensive breach ultimates. Now, from the top teams, we see their approach to defensive breach ultimates is usually try and use the ultimate proactively rather than save it for retakes, and use that proactive ultimate to push into the site even from defense and then take pockets of control. That's something I feel like we've been missing from Reckoning Esports.
That is really a factor, and it seems as though this is where the experience of Bacon coming out on this breach is gonna be triumphant over Triss. On the scoreboard, though, he does have the same amount of kills as Bacon would. But in this situation, Bacon's just setting up his teammates for a lot more of these engagements, and just as I say it, it's gonna be Triss getting caught with his pants down in this situation. He does get taken out, and the neural theft is gonna be used as well, revealing all of the positions on the side of Reckoning. Oh god, Crosshair, he gets caught off guard in that situation. And Cloud, he hits an insane shot onto Crosshair to take him out. That was a beautiful play indeed, evening up the playing fields for the side of Reckoning Esports. They want to take it to a 7-5 scoreline, but in the background, we see the boogeyman coming in right behind them. Bacon, he's slowly creeping his way forward. If he gets this kill, it's gonna be massive, but Razor, he had his spider sense tickling in that situation. He's gonna be able to survive it. Now it's gonna be Bacon getting that first kill with onto Relics with that showstopper, and Inferno, he's down. Going down real soon as well as Ion coming in from the sidelines to clean it up. And a 7-5 scoreline, CA, I think that they're going to be happy with it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be content with it, given how dominant it looked for Atmosphere in the later stages of the first half. But Reckoning making sure the game sense for Razor, man. At this point, that flank for Bacon, I was in the same boat as you. I thought this was done and dusted for Reckoning, but Razor, he expects it. He knows exactly where Bacon likely to be. From the patterns that Atmosphere have displayed to us, they've shown that Atmosphere have this propensity to spread themselves out, go for the ultimate wraparound, and Razor's like, I recognize that, and I'm going to punish you for it. Takes down Bacon, able to get his showstopper for himself, uses that showstopper to take down another, and with the help of his teammates, able to secure the round. The game sense reigning supreme, meaning now Reckoning with a slightly better foundation to try and pull off a comeback. Looking at the scorecard, Ayan with 14 kills, Razor with 12. Once again, the duelist leading the charge for Reckoning Esports. But on the side of Atmosphere, it's a bit more spread out in the top 3. 13, 12, and 9. Inferno, Crosshair, and Hamid is still the duelist leading the charge. And honestly, this Phoenix working out much better than I would have thought it would. We rarely get to see Phoenix on split aggressive. And that's usually because his flashes are really hard to set up. But Crosshair proving that comfort always greater than meta.
You know, the thing is that where you said we don't really get to see Phoenix a lot in the map of Split. Forget seeing Phoenix at all in general. Normally, when it comes to the top level teams, Phoenix is nowhere to be seen. 90% of the time, we'll never see a Phoenix. It's always the Raze and Jet combination coming in over and over again, with Breed subbing out here and there. But now that a lot of the teams are now picking up on how good this Phoenix exactly is, and why he's so good. First of all, Phoenix, one of his major factors, I would say, one of his major strengths is actually his flame wall, and a lot of teams are not able to utilize it properly. You can set your own flashes up with your flame walls, you can set your teammates, and you can use it as a pseudo smoke. That is, it's not even a pseudo smoke, it's like a massive smoke that can just cut up an entire side. It's like what you call a budget Viper wall, I would say. And all of these factors make Phoenix a very strong and powerful agent, but it's really hard to execute down with your team. He's a much more of the solo type agent, but when you can play with your team and coordinate the pushes accordingly, he's one of the most strongest characters, I would say, in the entire game.
Yeah, Crosshair reminded me a lot of Haze, showing exactly everybody how it's done. Haze was one of the TSM players to really pioneer that Phoenix, and now Crosshair doing the same. Atmosphere, they have the lead and they're going to use that lead to push in aggressively even on the defensive side. Ayan with the aggressive push down mid picks up a clean first blood with the frenzy and sets up Atmosphere for success. He's gonna step back now, get back to his position in the site, and he's gonna find the Cypher right here and will be able to... Man, these headshots with the frenzies, how do these Jet players do it? First Knight Rider, now Ayan finding his triple. Ayan, 3 kills, 3 headshots, all in the frenzy. Hats off.
I don't know. Hamid is one of those players that is absolutely insane when it comes to this frenzy. He's able to hold down the fort and it's gonna be bacon with the classic right clicks. He's like, pop one head, pop another head, and he's like, go back home. You're not coming back here anymore. This is my home now. Split getting dominated by the side of Atmosphere. It seems on the round of defense at the very beginning. They're at a very strong start, I would say, at a 5-8 scoreline moving forward. They're looking quite potent. And ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though Atmosphere may just take it all away if this Phoenix continues to play like this. And if Hamid keeps on hitting nutty headshots like that with that frenzy, you know what's gonna happen, see it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to keep your eye out for Hamid, because especially once he starts getting the operator in his hands, he will just absolutely pop off. But Atmosphere, we can't, Reckoning, we can't count them out just yet. They are going to be an eco this round, so won't be much to establish in this round. Just try to get some damage. Will get spotted out here in this A-Ramps push, but the breach flash coming out will force Hamid back into this site, meaning Heaven Control taken over by Reckoning Esports, and now it's going to be up to them to use that Heaven Control to translate onto a little advantage.
Oh no, Bacon!
Putting it to Wentz, it's just a massacre at the hands of Bacon. Finds them, and with a triple kill, a quadra ghost. Wow, Bacon.
I'm pretty sure we all saw the kill feed, because Bacon, he hit only headshots. Literally only headshots for all of those kills. And he got caught with his pants down in that situation with his flash in his hand. But he was able to run away, peek again, and get another headshot to get all the kills. My god, Bacon, he's on fire. He's deep frying his enemies instead of getting deep fried himself in this situation.
I mean, that quadra from Bacon with just the ghost, right? How are you able to take down 4 members with just the ghost all coming at you one by ones? You hit them in the head continuously, head after head after head. Bacon showing just phenomenal display of aim to take down multiple people. And for Atmosphere now, given the fact that all of them did survive, was the flawless round, this is basically a free round coming out here. If they're able to win this, their economy gets such a big boost that an operator all but guaranteed in that round after. So Reckoning, they need to make it count with their investment in this round, the heavier weaponry with the full buys coming through. And looking at the scorecard, my eye directly goes to Trist. He has 10 assists to his name and has been a very good breach so far. That breach is going to be so important to Reckoning's success on the attacking side. You need to be able to set your teammates up, and so far Trist, he's proven that he can do that. This is why he has 10 assists to his name, but can he do it when it counts? We'll have to see. Now going for this B side execute, already Razor pushing into site. I'm not sure if he did get spotted out by the camera because the camera was looking towards Heaven. Will take down one, but Crosshair with the trade now throws out the molly to prevent this B garage push. Will delay one person from getting into the site, but two people being able to get in, meaning Ayan with the plant is gonna be up to Atmosphere on the retake. Now, you can see for Atmosphere, this positioning is very important. Hamid on the flank, but Ryan able to pick up the kill. Hamid now has to make his way on this side, and Bacon with the flashes coming in will just get flashed out himself. Ryan able to pick up another, reckoning with the triple and the round.
Did not really enjoy the positioning. Like, I don't really like the positioning coming out from the side of Bacon in that situation. As a breach, you always want to be on the Heaven side. This is very important. And this is where I believe that the defense had failed. Imagine if the breach was actually sitting up on Heaven and using the pillar as a flashpoint. Normally, a lot of the members, or like a lot of the post-plan situations that you can hold on the map of Split is always down near the back of site, near the pillar, let's say right under the pillar or right in garage. You can just constantly keep on flashing the pillar and force your opponents in such a bad situation that you're always going to get caught off guard. Here is where all of these small factors need to be coming into play, and it seems as though Atmosphere on that round had just dropped the ball, but still it's going to be Reckoning being able to capitalize on it with their own positioning and coming out on top. But Bacon, he may just be biting off a bit more than he can chew. He gets the 2 headshots, but it's not going to be enough as Bacon, he does go down. But that down on extremely low. Relic going in for the spray, going for the tap, sorry, with the Sheriff, but it's not gonna be enough. Crosshair, he does find that one additional kill. He does find 2. Crosshair, he's answering back the horn. No one's checking their corners. My God, Crosshair!
These hands and this fire.
Wow. I mean, just wow. That's going in the highlight reel for sure, for sure. The Phoenix with the quadra kill. Crosshair with just the ghost. Pop goes the relic on the... Sorry, Pop goes... Rio on the Cypher, that I completely understand. Finding the next kill onto the Ome, that I completely understand. But the third and fourth kill, you're gonna see it back now. First goes down, takes down Rio, then takes down Triss, picks up the gun, and this is where I'm a bit of a question mark because Razor, he should know about Crosshair's positioning from the 2 deaths of his teammates before, but he's not looking in the direction at all. Crosshair picks up his 3rd, and with that triple, picks up his 4th, and Crosshair to get the thrifty for Atmosphere. What a huge round. The momentum swing gonna be humongous now. They've got double digits. They've got the eco. This is Atmosphere pushing for the win, not just in this map, but the entire series. Crosshair and Hamid, 18 kills each, but Crosshair's KDA is so impressive, 18-7-5. I mean, he's just proving that for anybody on this particular competitive scenario, it's not about just trying to imitate what is directly fitting into meta. It's about trying to find what fits for you in that meta, finding your comfort and your style of play. Crosshair really making this Phoenix work.
He's just popping off on this Phoenix, and my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's just such a treat to watch. The way he plays a lot of these rounds, he plays it super smart, he plays it systematically. Normally what we see a lot of Phoenixes do, they love to be aggressive, but he's only aggressive when he has the run it back available, and whenever he does use it, he gets so much information, as well as Curry Razor jumping on it, but Relics, he sprays him down, but Iron coming in from the heavens as an Angel of Death. He does get caught out by the ultimate, and no one was able to enter down on his side. It's gonna be Bacon with a 2nd kill as well. Hamid gets one on the Rio, and from the back end, it is gonna be Hamid coming down, raining health onto Triss, take him out on the garage side. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be the 11th run on the board for the side of the defense. And Atmosphere, they're looking to close it out and take us to match point.
Atmosphere with 11 rounds now. The headshots clean, reign supreme for them. I mean, look at this, right? Bacon and Hamid, both of them getting 3 kills back to back. All of them headshots, doing really well for themselves and positioning themselves in these really nifty angles, which Reckoning don't expect at all and are not able to flash out. This is how you want to try to play mind games with the Breach, because Breach usually will flash out the angles he expects you to be. So if you can find these nifty off angles, just take the Breach entirely by surprise. That's where you can find your advantage. I see Reckoning, they're going for the eco this round, not something you would expect whatsoever, because in the 11th round, when the other team is on the 11th round, usually you see teams going for the first buy because they don't want to give up the opportunity, play into the opportunity of just playing for overtime alone. But Reckoning, they are going for the eco, so unless they pull out a thrifty, this is going to be match point for Atmosphere. Atmosphere on point, man. Crosshair on fire, and the rest of the team really following through on the basis of that. Now with a 5-round scoreline, a chance for them to not just close off this map, but the entire series, get themselves into the lower bracket semifinals too.
Remember what I said before about the 3 check marks that a breach should have whenever you're playing breach on the map of Ascent? Bacon covers everything. Amazing gunfights, well-coordinated abilities, and he coordinates with his team as well. That is really hard to do, and the fact that he's able to keep the 3rd point, which is the most important, being the gunfights as well, just goes to showcase what caliber of a breach player he exactly is. These type of situations, but already we're seeing a heavy mid push come out from the side of the attackers. They're going to make it their way forward, but Bacon! He's holding down the mouse F1 button while pulling down his mouse like an absolute madman. He's looking for this ace. He wants it badly. He knows for a fact that he's going to be going in. He goes in for the task, but Relic's like, nope, you ain't getting an ace. Your ego's going to get inflated in this way. He goes in for the plays and he steals it away in this situation. And Bacon, he's just frying the entirety of Reckoning Esports up and throwing them down into the oven after. It seems as though there's nothing stopping this breach.
2 4Ks, both in the defensive side. There really is no getting through. Bacon here. Bacon really frying up Reckoning Esports. Really working as one of the key catalysts to the success of Atmosphere. 18 kills for the breach on Split. The strength of the breach was always known to us on Split, but we understand the strength because of his potential in the attacking side. The potency of the flash used to take mid control. That's where the breach reigns supreme. But Bacon showing just as good on the defensive, and now Relic and Crosshair with this aggressive garage push. They pick up first blood, they get the garage control, and now with the neural tap, they have all the information of where Reckoning is. Ion trying to make the plays goes in, but Bacon on form here. We'll find another. Triss with the trade, and Clouder and Triss with a couple more, meaning now it's Reckoning with the advantage. They have the Rolling Thunder. Reckoning, they need to fight back.
Reckoning, they're going to be fighting back hard, and they're fighting back fast. They are taking a lot of control down onto this A side. This Inferno doesn't know for a fact that one member is going to be coming from immediately, but the 2 Cyphers may just have a mix-up face of who's going to be winning out in this situation. It's going to be Rio taking that first kill, and Rio with a really good flank. He's going to be able to clean up the last remaining members, and it seems as though Reckoning Esports, they're hanging on by a thread at this point. They're fighting back, but how long can they fight for? Because, see, there's a lot of rounds to go for them to try and make this even and go into overtime.
Yeah, Reckoning, they need 5 rounds back to back to be able to take us to overtime, and that's going to be a difficult task. But hey, we've witnessed already how important momentum is for either of these teams. Even in map 1, it was the team which was able to get multiple rounds back to back that was getting the push through and getting the win. I was Atmosphere in that case. I'm hoping Reckoning able to replicate their success here, get a win streak going, and on the basis of that, try to take us to overtime here. Now you can see Hamid, he's setting up towards this mid angle, looking for the off shot, will not miss it, gets baited out by the jiggle coming out for Trist. Sets up his cloudburst, and I think they were expecting him to reposition onto P Heaven, but he hasn't done so. Is it the dash coming through for Ion? Hasn't spotted out Hamid. Ion takes on Crosshair, but Hamid with the return. Hamid fighting with the operator. Makes it work, finds his second, and that's the spike carrier down. Reckoning stopped in their tracks. Ultimate coming out for Bacon. Now they're ensuring that mid control is not being taken by Reckoning. The counter rolling thunder for Reckoning, but nothing achieved on the basis of both of these ultimates. And in with this, it's Hamid that reigns supreme. Triple kill on the operator. Boy, oh boy, is he good.
Hamid is absolutely insane.
I know exactly
he goes in
where
for
you are.
the peak, but it's not gonna be enough. But he did his work. He got 3 kills for his team. He does so much to work with that Triss. He does get caught out by the recon bolt coming out from that spike cap, and already his positions are gonna be revealed. But Rio, he does go in for the spray, but gets sacked down to only 30 HP. And Triss, they know their positions exactly. It's gonna be Rio going in for the spike defuse. All of them are just gonna be stuck in this back corner. All the information is going to be gained in their side. Trist, he's very healthy, so Rio, he needs to try and bait out as much as he can to make sure his teammates are going to be able to get that. And Trist with a spray down, he got the double headshots and the double digs to take us to an 8 and 12 score. Like, just as Reed says, the job is never going to be easy. He's making it look real easy, that's for sure.
I mean, Chris with the huge plays here. I did mention him at the start of the attacking up because of the number of assists he had, and he's really able to pull through here. The setup for him on point. I think both of these breaches check all of our check marks, all of your check marks here, aggressive. Like the idea of coordination very much present here. The idea of the gunfights very much present here, and his stress in this round. But I have to give props to Hamid, man. Being able to pick up that triple while all alone, secluded in that Wentz position, that's a task in itself. Now the operator is gonna come through for Ayan though. Ayan looking to show Hamid how it's done. Not able to find his first shot, meaning now the position revealed for Reckoning, they need to try and go for a retake. Now, they are going to go for a fast retake onto B side, and with 3 members of ATMOSFEAR stacked onto A, if they can pull off and execute as soon as they get there, it would really end up being huge for them. There is no real utility set up towards B. The Cypher at A, a 3-stack at A, now only the smoke to try and delay this push as much as possible. It's going to be up to Inferno to try and find a kill, prevent ATMOSFEAR, Reckoning Esports from being able to take this side. They're inching slowly through this garage. They will go for this peak after the breach, fault line or flash comes through. But now with the smoke going down, Inferno's positive and now the rotates coming out. Rio will pick up one, but Inferno being able to trade it out, gets out of the grenade one time, and now he's just trying to survive this spam as long as possible, building time for his teams to come on the rotate.
30 seconds left.
Reckoning, they make it 3v3, but ATMOSFEAR not even to just...
my God. That was a very awkward situation coming out from them, it seems. It's coming Cloud trying to answer back with his own calling, but with the crossfire set up, one from the CT, one from the backup side, it's not gonna be enough as CA. It's all over. A 2-0 set coming out from the side of ATMOSFEAR. This was an absolute treat of a game, but my God, that was just a roller coaster of emotions.
I know, right? Especially the last round where you could see, like, the trades coming through for both of the teams. Inferno doing so well to delay as long as possible, allowing his team to come back and facilitate the retake even before the site was taken, basically denying that site altogether. It's ATMOSFEAR with the win in this map, 13 and taking the series for themselves. Hamid, 291 ACS. He showed his proficiency with the op today, and he's going to be a player to watch out for. ATMOSFEAR on the rise all the way to the top. I mean, the literal ATMOSFEAR is, I guess, their limit. We'll have to see how far they can get. For now, beautiful series from both of these teams. It's going to be ATMOSFEAR going on to the next stage and Reckoning out of the tournament. Let's just talk about this map and the entire series in particular through the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, aggressive off the bat for me, I think the conversation is just going to go directly towards both of these breaches because a phenomenal show by both of them.
It was a phenomenal show, and CA, I don't think I need to tell you. The split is a map of the breaches. I don't care what any of the other members do. If the breaches cannot step up, it's just all over for that team. And step up, they did. Trist and Bacon. Bacon did a phenomenal job when it came to him. Just, I don't know what to say. I can't explain this guy in words. Bacon, first of all, multi-kills coming out on multiple different rounds. 4Ks after 4Ks after 4Ks, and his setups were absolutely incredible as well. When it came to the retake, and when it came to defending his own team, he was always there with his flashes, with his own gunfights, to make sure his team was able to come out on top on every single engagement. And Trist as well. I don't think I need to tell you what he just did. He set up all of his plays, but it seems as though, like, Reckoning Esports, they were not able to capitalize on the setups as quickly as ATMOSFEAR were able to. So there are kinks to work out with, I do believe. But we know for a fact that Reckoning Esports are a team that just come back even stronger. And hopefully we're going to be seeing them in the following tournaments.
I think, as you said, the pace at which ATMOSFEAR were taking the sites in their own attacking hub, the clean executes coming out for them, followed by precise post plans that was missing a bit for Reckoning. Their strength instead lay in their ability to take mid control and then push in on the basis of that. And I think they stopped doing that because they were running out of confidence. The confidence playing a key factor in Reckoning's downfall and a key factor in ATMOSFEAR being able to secure this. I mean, I think Bacon is just like his namesake. No words to describe his gameplay. You just gotta eat it to feel it, and for Bacon, you gotta see it to understand. these guys, I mean, Atmosphere, they've been on a meteoric rise in this series, and they're looking to push through all the way to the top, now making their way to the lower bracket semifinals too, and setting their date with XTZ Esports. That's going to be a really interesting matchup, and I'm excited to see how that unfolds. For now, that's just our first series of the day. We'll be back with more action towards the 8 p.m. mark with the matchup between Godlike Esports and Chilling with Friends. Deathmaker versus MW1. That's going to be a treat to watch
Oh
as well.
yeah.
For till then, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Get some shopping done for yourselves with the amazing discounts made available to you by the Esports Club. Make sure you follow our social media as well, because that's where we update all the schedules of the matches to be streamed and also give you the teases of what you can expect after the Challenges series, what new tournaments to come forth. You'll find out at our social media, so make sure you follow there. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this matchup between Atmosphere and Reckoning Esports, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you can get all the updates of when we do bring you this Valorant action. For now, we're just going to take a small break, and we'll see you with the next series in the LG Ultragear TEC Challenges Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, really soon.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars.